All right, I think we're live on YouTube. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, I am back. So I'm going to get the Facebook Live going right now. Okay, make sure this is all on and working. It looks like it. All right. Welcome everybody. We do have a storm that I'm watching closely here, and I'm just going to ensure that all my live stream stuff's working correctly. Okay, so there's no formal warning for this storm right here. It's passing south of Pulaski, but I do want to just update you on that. And even if there's no warning for it, we'll just talk about the atmosphere today. I will not be in office in about an hour. I gotta go run somewhere briefly, but for now, I do want to just show you the storm here. It does look pretty concerning on reflectivity, but there's no there's no couplet to it quite yet. But the reason why I do want to update you on this storm is because this would be making an impact on the most populated portion of Lincoln County, Tennessee, if it were to spin up. So that's what we're watching here. It's exiting Pulaski. It's south of Pulaski. It's moving about east northeast, roughly. So it would either this part of the storm right here would either hit downtown Fayetteville or it would pass just to the north of downtown Fayetteville. So this is about the track it would take here, and that right there would probably be around where the First Baptist Church is, the Washington Street Church of Christ, Gerald's Foodland, and those areas right there. So that's what we're watching. Again, there's no formal warning on this right now from either the National Weather Service in Nashville or Huntsville. But here's the situation we have right now. So we have several storms that are in western Tennessee right now with several severe thunderstorm warnings. We also have several storms in East Tennessee right now with a tornado warning, including Oak Ridge and Knoxville. So if you know anybody in those areas, tell them to take shelter now. I'm actually going to just briefly look at this storm here and just see what it looks like because I do got family up there. So let's see. We'll look at the velocity here. It's not tight, but it's over Oak Ridge right now. So I don't think it's on the ground right now, but I do think that if it were to keep going on its trajectory, it may eventually be on the ground before it gets just north of downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. But beyond that, we're going to go back to the storm here in Giles County. There's no warning on it just yet. And again, I don't foresee it in the next few minutes because the velocity does not look all that concerning, but the reflectivity does look a little bit more concerning than it has. So right now, if you live on 64 Highway, just to the west of I-65, you're probably seeing some hail right now, probably the size of at least dime, maybe up to nickel sized. So that's the storm right there. It's about to cross I-65. This is about 5 or so minutes away from, you're welcome, Debbie. This is about 5 or so minutes away from the county line between Giles and Lincoln County, Tennessee. So again, no warning. So if you're just joining, there is no warning for this right now. This is the same storm that produced the waterspout in Waterloo, Alabama, and it crossed into Iron City and portions of Lawrence County. But this is that same storm, and it's going into an environment where it's about, I think it's about 85, 86 degrees right now. Let me look at the actual. It's 82. Okay, we have a tornado warning. We have a tornado warning for Giles County, and I wonder if this has been warned all along, and I haven't seen it. Okay, so they must have just issued this. So this is the tornado warning for Giles County, Tennessee. This goes until 2:45. Let me pull. Yeah, there it is, right there on radar scope. So we have a tornado warning. This is just past Pulaski. So Pulaski, even though you're probably hearing your phone go off, uh, you're hearing your phone go off, but this is past you. Elkton is just north of you. This is really close. This is about to cross the I-65 corridor now. So we have a tornado warning that's been issued for Giles County, Tennessee at this time. And this will probably extend into Lincoln County, Tennessee, I would say, in the next few minutes. So Lincoln County, Tennessee, be prepared for a potential tornado warning now. So this is a potential tornado, and that is going to be heading into Lincoln County, Tennessee here in the next few minutes here. So once again, this is a pretty nasty-looking storm. It's not very concerning on the velocity, but with the environment that we're in, I wouldn't be shocked if it were to any time now start to really spin up. So once again, that is what we're watching here. So this is a tornado warning for Giles County. This is for the extreme eastern portion of the county until 2:45, and that will probably spill into Lincoln County, Tennessee here very shortly. So once again, this is just south of the Highway 64. Is about it's probably crossing I-65 right now as we speak. The storm itself, again, I don't think there's a tornado on the ground right now. Proper. The way the velocity looks right now, I just don't think there is a tornado on the ground right now. I really don't even see a couplet right now. But I do like the initiative here, just based on the way the storm looks on reflectivity. It does look like. So, what about Fable? Yeah, I'm going to if this were to be issued. I'll give her a call or a text, or somebody text her and tell her to watch the stream. That'll probably be close to her vicinity. But I got family in the way of this too, so I'm just kind of giving them a heads up as well. But you notice how there is that little the hooking shape to this. And this is where your mesocyclone would be, right here in this area. It's broad. I'm going to pull up the velocity again, and there's starting to be a little bit more of a signal. It's still not anything that's just wigging me out right now, but again, that's the storm we're watching here. It is crossing I-65 right now. It's about 2-3 minutes from the county line, and that would be in Lincoln County, Tennessee in the next few minutes here. You're welcome, Ramona. So this let's see, we're going to just go back to velocity reflectivity here and kind of look to the east or west, I should say. There are several storms starting to fire up now, but not all those will be severe. But this storm right here, I don't have lightning on this radar here, but the lightning is not way up right now. But once that lightning starts ticking up, you know it's starting to strengthen. So that's what we're watching here now. I'm going to hold on. Okay. So I'm just kind of looking over some other stuff here. But that's the warning now. That's in Giles County. That's just past Pulaski. So Pulaski, even though you're probably in the warning, you're good. You don't have to take your tornado precautions now at this time. Elkton, or at least the middle part of Elkton, you're good as well. Ardmore, this does not include you in Ardmore. But Frankie Wing, you certainly are probably getting hit by some hail right now, so I would certainly be taking your tornado precautions of Frankie Wing right now. But this is not one of those life-threatening situations where it's like you have to be there now or your life's in danger. Not at this time. So, again, I'm just watching this as it moves into Lincoln County, Tennessee, and I would not be surprised if they issued a warning for the county, for portions of the county at least, in the next few minutes here. So, this is the track I'm going to give it here. So, this is where the most concerning part of the storm is. And this is the direction it's moving. It's moving to the east-northeast. So it'll probably cross the county line in the next couple minutes. It will probably cross Highway 64 in about 15 minutes. And it'll probably skirt the northern portion of Fayetteville in about probably, and I'll probably have a little bit more of an easterly track on this. If it were to really spin up, it will take that more easterly track. But that's the area that I'm watching here. That's about where it's going to move. So if you live in any part of this warning here, you need to take your tornado precautions now out of respect for the warning system. But again, if you're in Pulaski, you're fine. You don't have to do anything. for downtown Pulaski, that is. But Highway 64, if you're traveling there right now, especially the intersection of I-65 and Highway 64, you're probably seeing some hail right now, and I would say the hail's probably about at least nickel-sized at this time. So that's one aspect of this. And has that updated yet? Hold on, let me look. It's not updated on the velocity. Excuse me. Take a drink of my drink here. I'm kind of just sitting and waiting now for an extension of that warning. With the way I don't want to go into that, but I just know that it's probably going to end up being a tornado warning for Lincoln County, Tennessee. I don't think it's really warranted at this time. It does look concerning on reflectivity. I will give it that. It does look concerning on reflectivity, but it does not. There's your warning. So the tornado warning for Lincoln County, Tennessee. That also includes the that includes the extreme. I'm talking extreme western portions of Moore County. So this tornado warning does include Lincoln County, Tennessee. It includes the city of Fayetteville, Howell, Coldwater, Highway 64, 431, 231, and the highway that goes from Fayetteville to Tullahoma. This in Petersburg as well. If you're listening and you live in Lincoln County, Tennessee, you are under a tornado warning now, and this goes until, let me look at this. This goes until 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock for Lincoln County, Tennessee, for this tornado warning. But if you live in Park City, if you live in South Lincoln, if you live at Highland Rim, if you live at Blanche, you are fine. But Unity School, if you live in Unity, you need to be. So what you need to be doing right now, if you live in Unity, if you have kids there, don't go get them. Let them stay there. So listen to me. If you have kids that live at Unity School or Rathhaskins or Lincoln County High School or Fayetteville Middle or Fayetteville High School, do not venture out and get them. That will just put them and you in danger. You want to keep them in the school because that is the best place for them. A lot of the school buildings are a lot more sturdy than some of the buildings that you live in, especially if you're in a mobile home. So if your children are in school right now, do not pick them up. Do not do it. So this warning does go until 3 o'clock for portions of northern Lincoln County, Tennessee, and an extreme northwestern portion of Moore County. So once again, that's the warning. If you are in the polygon, what you need to do is go to the lowest level of your home, away from windows. You want to go down. You don't want to go up. If you have a basement, a storm shelter, go there. You got plenty of time. If you live in a mobile home, you got to get out of there. If you live in a mobile home, that's just what you got to do. There's no staying. You have to get out of there. So downtown Fayetteville is going to skirt the northern portion of the downtown Fayetteville. So Gerald's Foodland. Let's see. First Baptist Church, Washington Street, Church of Christ, all the churches around the square. You need to be taking your tornado precautions now if you live around there. I know I got a lot of family, too, that's in the northern portion of the county. So if you're watching me right now, pay attention to this. You have about 20 minutes till it gets to downtown Fayetteville. Coldwater, you got about 10 minutes, if that. So, but again, the school, Flintville Elementary School, Blanche, Highland Rim, South Lincoln, Elora, Vantown, you're not in this warning. You're fine. You don't have to do anything. But again, Unity School, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now, and do not. And if you know parents that have kids there, tell them not to pick them up. It's a dangerous thing to do. Dangerous thing to do. So we're going to go back and look at some of the aspects of this. But again, the rotation is not that impressive right now. So I don't think there is a tornado on the ground right now. I don't think there is. Now, could there be in the next, I don't know, let's say 5-10 minutes? There could be. We're in an environment where the atmosphere is very unstable. But we don't have a lot of shear. So basically with the system today is we have a summertime air mass, right? It is nearing 90 degrees in some places, but we don't have a bunch of shear. So, but you have the cold front. It's a springtime cold front that is increasing the shear as well. So as the day progresses, the shear will just get higher. So a storm like this would probably easily be producing a tornado at any point. So I'm going to just look at some other things here and make sure that nobody's okay. Okay, that makes sense. So that warning continues for Lincoln County, Tennessee. Some other areas of Mulberry, you're in this warning as well. So if you live any part of Fayetteville, the city limits of Fayetteville, you've got to be in your tornado safe place now. And this is starting to cross the county line now. So Giles County, give it about 2 or 3 more minutes, and you need to be you're probably good to go in Giles County. Give it 2 more minutes, and you're good in Giles County. But Lincoln County, Tennessee, you are under the gun now. So this is for the northern portion. So if you're don't travel on 64 Highway, especially between Pulaski and Fayetteville. Do not travel on 64 Highway. If you're traveling or if you plan to travel, stop. You got plenty of time to pull over and get somewhere. There's a lot of field. There are no gas stations or very little gas stations between Fayetteville and I-65. So you're going to be really limited to how many shelters you can go to. So if you're traveling or know somebody traveling on that highway, tell them to stop and turn around, or anything of that nature. You just don't want to be caught in the middle of this. Even if there's no tornado on the ground, you don't want to be caught in the hail either. So it's just probably best that you don't travel on 64 Highway going towards either Fayetteville or towards Pulaski. So if you're traveling from Fayetteville, just turn around and go back to Fayetteville. There's a Marathon gas station on that intersection where you first get on 64 Highway off the bypass. So again, Park City, you're not included in this. Blanche, Flintville, Highland Rim, you're not included in this either. So, but Unity School, you are. I know they're taking their precautions right now. So if you have any kids that go to Unity, please do not pick them up. Don't do it. Let's see. I'm going to look at some messages right now from some people. Okay. Okay. I'm just reading over some stuff right now. But I'm keeping the velocity on because I'm not even gonna. I'll look at the CC, but I just don't really think there is any reason to be concerned. Again, I don't see anything there. So that's good news. That's good news. Hold on one second. All right, yeah, I'm getting some phone calls from some folks from other schools here, so just bear with me here. This is a interesting time of day for this to happen. I'm not really used to the school day, especially if school is in session. Because school is still in session, Lincoln County, Tennessee. You are not dismissed early today, so school hours are still in session. So I would imagine there's going to be some delays with getting your kids home today with the buses, especially with Unity. So in Unity, just expect some delays with that, but right now I think everybody's fine. I think the storm itself is not producing a tornado at this time. So if this were to give it about 10 more minutes, and this should be past that vicinity. But you're going to be careful too if you're planning on picking up your kids at normal time. But there are going to probably be some delays with that. So be cautious about that. But Ardmore, Blanche, Flintville, you are not in this. You are not in this warning. It is Fayetteville and to the north, and Coldwater to the north. That is what we're watching right now with the storm. And the new updates are up. I just don't really see it. It's trying to hook out. It's trying to produce a hook, a mesocyclone, but it's having a really hard time doing that right now. So there's some more storms to our west here, but this storm right now in Lincoln County, Tennessee, is still prompted the tornado warning at this time. So I'm just looking around the rest of the coverage area and making sure we're good. But this is the only warning we have right now. So once again, if you're watching me now and you live in that polygon, that red box, Mulberry, Howell, Fayetteville, you want to go to the lowest level of your home away from windows. Don't go up. You go down. Basement, storm shelters, perfect place. Excuse me. If you live in a mobile home, you have to get out. You got plenty of time to do that. You should have done that minutes ago. I was on live about 10 minutes before they ever issued the warning. So those are your precautions. Now, if you're driving, you want to pull over. Is what you want to do. You want to pull over and stop. You want to go to a gas station. There are plenty of gas stations in downtown Fayetteville. If you happen to be on 64 Highway driving and you're close to Fayetteville, I would just turn around. I would just turn around. I'm not really a big fan of telling people to drive during this, but if you are on 64 highway, it's not a busy highway, and I would suspect that it's not really busy right now. I would just turn around and go back to Fayetteville. Just go back to Fayetteville. And if you're in the middle of it, I would just batten down the hatches for at least for some hail and very, very heavy rainfall right now. Let me look at the lightning on this. The lightning is kind of picking up a little bit. It isn't too hefty right now. But again, I'm just kind of looking over some stuff here. I just don't really. I mean, there is a little bit of a little bit of a mesocyclone forming right there, but it's very broad. It's not very big at all. So, and that kind of lines up perfectly with my circle there. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm getting some reports now. It looks like Highland Rim is taking their tornado precautions right now, which is good. I mean, I'm not gonna make a fit about that. But if you are around Highland Rim, this ain't gonna hit you. If you're around Highland Rim, it's for again Lincoln County High School and to the north. Lincoln County High School and to the north. That is what we're looking for here. And there's your new update with the radar. It looks just a little bit worse in reflectivity. You kind of see how that back in there. That's that roof flank right there. So that's what we're watching. I'm just going to look at the update with the velocity here anytime now. Hold on, I'm getting text messages from other schools here. Got rid of my stream on my phone. So I'm still waiting for the update from the velocity here. And basically what I'm doing is I'm watching this area right here. This is the area that I'm watching. And if that does increase, that does tell me that this is starting to go. This is going into an untapped environment. Of course, everywhere is pretty much untapped right now. We had that round of storms this morning. If there's any boundaries from that will increase the overall threat for severe weather with any storms that do develop. So right now we have a tornado warning for portions of northern Lincoln County until 3 o'clock. That's about 28 more minutes until this warning expires. And the new update's up. It does not look worse, which is good. It's good news. There's some range folding happening here, so it's hard to kind of tell what's going on there. But right now, that's your only warning in the coverage area. That's for Lincoln County, Tennessee. Knoxville, I know we got people watching. I got people watching from there. That storm is starting to look less tornadic. It's past Oak Ridge. You see how broad that is. That's really broad rotation. I would say there's probably not a tornado on the ground, but out of respect for the warning, I would definitely be taking your tornado precautions now if you live in Knoxville. So we're going to go back to the Lincoln County storm. And again, it does not look like it's really wanting to spin up right now. I think there's a lack of shear, especially in the environment that it's in right now. So that's good news. I'm going to go to Gibson Ridge real quickly and kind of show you some stuff on there. So I'm going to change the stream here. There we go. So this is a little bit of a change here. But you see how there's no really tight red and greens against each other. Well, that's good news. If you see that, that's a couplet, and that means there's probably a tornado either forming or on the ground, but that's not the case right now. So the lightning is kind of uptaking a little bit, which is not good news, but I don't really see a concerning signal on the velocity right now. But I do, however, see that hail core right there. This is 64 highway right here. That is a highway going between I-65 and Fayetteville. So that's the highway that's going to be kind of going down. And we're going to kind of look at the past couple of scans here. You see how it kind of hooked out there? And it's kind of trying to do that again right now. That's what we're watching here. And I'm going to see if this doesn't make a left turn. If it does, it would probably hit downtown Fayetteville. And if it does make a left turn, that'll probably be a good way of knowing that the rotation is going to end up increasing. But we're pretty close to the radar here, so we would probably be able to definitely see if one's on the ground. But if I were to go on the tilts here, you'd probably see a little bit of an uptick in the rotation. There's not really, but it does look a little bit more impressive as you go higher up into the atmosphere. But when you're close to the surface level, it does not look that intense, or it doesn't really look intense at all whatsoever. So that's good news. New updates out on the reflectivity. It looks about the same. Well into the county now, but it's out of Giles County proper. So if you live in Giles County, you're in the clear. If you live in Ardmore, this never was a problem for you. But let's see. But if you live in downtown Fayetteville, Howell, Mulberry, Petersburg, over Coldwater right now, you've got to be taking your tornado precautions now. You've got to be taking your tornado precautions at this time, out of respect for the polygon. Yeah, I'm just not really seeing anything concerning in terms of the velocity right now. So again, I knew that they were going to issue the warning, just based on how the warnings have been going here the last several weeks. But at this time, I just don't really see a need for panic, I should say. So there's no reason to panic right now. There's just not looking like this. It's not on the ground. I can almost guarantee you that's not on the ground right now. I can almost just based on the radar, there's probably at least a wall cloud, but I just don't have any confidence that this thing is on the ground. Now, this doesn't mean you should be getting out of your tornado safe place, but I would absolutely be just taking it seriously, just based on the environment and based on the fact that there's actually a warning issued for this right now. So that's the situation right now. I'm gonna go back to radar scope because I can see a lot better on there. So let's go back to radar scope. Let's go back to velocity. And yeah, I mean it's just hard. You don't really see it. I don't see it, and I know you're not gonna see it either. So it's starting to look like it's just messy now. It just looks like at least a severe storm, and I don't even really see a lot of winds with this either. I mean, you could maybe have a gust of 30 to 40 miles per hour with this, but in terms of damaging wind gusts, I just don't really see it. So we're gonna go back up here. There's that storm in Knoxville. That's a test. Let's see. There's more storms over here to the west here. I'm gonna kind of look at these a little bit. They're kind of in between radar scans here. We got a storm here in Mississippi that looks like it wants to go. But regardless, that warning is still issued. Let's see, Jacob Dial. What if I'm in between Holland Rim and the high school? If you're in between Holland Rim and the high school, you're on the edge of the warning. I think you're fine. I think you're fine if you're in between there, Jacob Dial. But if out of your own self, your consciousness, whatever you think is best, do it. But I think either way, you can't go wrong. But if you're at the high school end of the north, you definitely want to be taking tornado precautions now. And I know, again, just be prepared. Be prepared for delays, if that's the case. I want to say they just issued a tornado watch. Let me go to SBC real quickly. Okay, so a tornado watch has been issued for all the coverage area that goes until 10 o'clock tonight. So we have a tornado watch for all of us until 10 o'clock. I'm not going to post it on Facebook. I'll probably, maybe once the stream's over, I will, but there is a tornado watch that goes until, I'm actually going to pull this up for you here. Go to Microsoft Edge, do this here. Sweet, okay. So here it is. We have a tornado watch now. This is goes from Evansville, Indiana, all the way south to Coleman. There is a tornado watch, goes until 10 o'clock tonight. That'll be the duration of this event. So again, the watch means to watch the conditions. Again, once this storm's passed, I gotta run somewhere, but I will be back for the evening round. But if there's a couple warnings for the north or south portion, be sure you're watching your local TV stations for that. Anyway, so let's go back to the radar here and see what the updates are. Go back to radar scope. And let's look at the velocity. It looks like it might be upticking a little bit prior to entering Fayetteville, but again, it's at least probably severe right now, but it's not intense. But it does look like it's starting to uptick a little bit. So downtown Fayetteville, you really gotta be thinking about getting to your safe place if you're not there already. Excuse me. I'm going to kind of look at some updates on my phone here, so give me 1 second here. Okay. All right, just looking at some text messages. I had a couple of messages from different schools around Lincoln County, Tennessee, but right now, Unity School, it may pass South Unity, which is good news. But again, you should be definitely not taking it seriously, especially if you're in a school right now. But this looks like it'll probably end up hitting downtown Fayetteville, whatever the rotation is. It's moving more due east now. It looks like. So that's not good news. Uh, okay, you know what? I'll tell you what. If you live in Fayetteville, Tennessee right now, do me a favor. Take a picture to your west. Do it safely, but take a picture to your west and send those to me. Send those to me. I want to see them. I want to see what this looks like. I know we have a lot of people in Fayetteville watching right now. So if you live in Fayetteville and you look to the west and let me know and show me what you see here. DM me that, or you can email that to me. If you have a pen and paper ready, it's on my Facebook page too. It's weathermailt@gmail.com. Once again, that's weathermailt. So weathermailt@gmail.com, and I'll be able to see those on an email, and maybe I'll show them live on here at some point. So send those to me if you see that. You should be able to see this real nicely here, and it looks like it's starting to increase a little bit too. So we may have a wall cloud right now, and the wall cloud's probably rotating. So downtown Fayetteville, please take your tornado precautions now. In downtown Fayetteville. Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit more impressive now on the velocity. So please, be safe with it. But if you live in downtown Fayetteville, send those pictures to me as soon as you can, so you can get back to your safe place. But there's a lot of businesses there: Walmart, Patrick Rehab's there, Walgreens, Frito-Lay. All those places, the First Baptist Church, Washington Street Church of Christ, all those churches north of the square, if you're working there today, please take your tornado precautions now. And all the other businesses in between there, right? There's a Shell station just north of downtown. It's close to where some family lives. So please, you've got to be taking this seriously, as this is starting to look a little bit more impressive on the velocity. I'll circle that for you here. It's right here in this area, right there, and it's moving in this general direction. So we'll see how that evolves over time. But in about 5 or 10 minutes, it'll be in downtown Fayetteville. So if you live there, get that picture in. But you got about maybe 2 minutes to get that in before you need to go back inside and back to your safe place. Go back to Gibson Ridge here, and yeah, you can kind of see it on Gibson Ridge now. Excuse me, at least the rotation. The lightning is not that intense, which is good news. But the rotation is starting to pick up just a smidge. I still don't think it's on the ground. Let me pull up the CC. I don't see anything on the CC right now, which is good. If I did, then we would be dealing with a tornado on the ground. But it's starting to look it's looking like it's starting to hook out some more. So once again, if you live in downtown Fayetteville, this is your last call to be in your safe place. And it's going to be hitting Mulberry next. And actually, let me see if I can look north from my window real quickly. I didn't even think about that. Hold on. Okay, there's a lot of trees in the way. I can't do that. But if I could levitate, I could definitely see what's going on there. So I'm not too far south from Fayetteville, but there's definitely at least a wall cloud there. You can definitely see the mesocyclone starting to be more prevalent on the velocity here. But this is the area we're going to watch real closely here. This little speck right there. So let me look at my phone real quickly. Once again, if you're listening, this warning does not include Flintonville, Elora, Vanstown, South Lincoln, Highland Rim, Blanche. It does not. You're clear. Lincoln County High School, and to the north, you are not. Unity School, Lincoln County High School, you are not in the clear. So I just want to make that clear that there's no need for concern in those areas to the south of this. So I'm going to go back to the stream here. and just take a gander at So this is so listen, per Lincoln County Schools in Tennessee, due to the weather, school dismissal and as well as bus departures being delayed this afternoon until we get an all clear on the current weather conditions. So if you are expecting your children to be home at normal time, don't. There's going to be delays in every school due to the warning itself being issued in part of the county. So if you're expecting your kids to be home, just wait it out. Just wait it out. Let me see what this So let's see what this picture is. All right, yeah. So I do see a little bit of it. Yeah, this looks like it's Rathassin School here. Um, yeah, it's dark. I could definitely see a lowering. There is probably a wall cloud right in the middle of that there. So thank you, Catherine, if you're watching for that picture. Uh, that does tell me that there's probably something at least trying to form there. Go back to my stream here. Hold on one second. All right, so definitely at least a wall cloud's prevalent there. But once again, if you're just joining, school dismissals being delayed in Lincoln County, Tennessee. So again, your kids are going to be home a little later than usual, at least until this storm passes. At least until this storm passes. I hear the phone ringing behind me too, probably alerting me to that dismissal from Lincoln County Schools. So yeah. Once again, this is starting to look more concerning on reflectivity now. So downtown Fayetteville, you've got to be in your tornado safe place now. Rath-Askins, Fayetteville Middle School, Fayetteville High School, Lincoln County High School, Unity School. You all need to be in your safe place at this time. This is the time to do it. If you're not there yet, you got to do it because this is starting to look more concerning on the reflectivity here. And I can't. There's the range folding is there, so I can't really see it. But there is probably at least a funnel cloud or a wall cloud right now. I don't know if it's on the ground. It could be, but we'll see here in just a few minutes once we get some more updates in here. So once again, if you live in downtown Fayetteville, the square, you gotta be in your safe place now. The courthouse, they have a basement. You gotta be in your safe place now at this time. So I'm going to pull back up the Gibson Ridge. I don't see anything on the any debris or anything right now. But once we get past downtown Fayetteville, we'll see how that reacts. So, because if it is on the ground, so let me paint a picture for you here. If we have a tornado on the ground, it'll hit downtown Fayetteville, and there'll be more debris with that, obviously, because there's more buildings, glass, all these different things here. But if you're in downtown Fayetteville and the CC, you'll see that spike up because of the increase in debris that will be aloft in the air if it's on the ground. But again, there's no confirmation that it's on the ground at this time. It's still radar indicated. We still got about 10 minutes till this thing expires. So once again, this is a tornado warning for downtown Fayetteville right now, and this is going to be on top of you at any moment now. And there's a new update on the reflectivity, and it looks a little bit worse. So you got to be definitely taking your tornado precautions now if you have not done that already. All right, let's see. I'm going to go see if there's any updates here. I'm also looking at some messages too, so just please bear with me here. So I'm just kind of looking over some other stuff here, information, but right now it's hard to see with that purple right there. That's range folded, so that's where that's where the velocity is not being picked up. So we're gonna have to watch that. But if you're living downtown Fayetteville, it's pretty much on top of you now. But I don't see an absolute increase in the rotation, which is still good news. It's still at least a wall cloud or something, maybe even a funnel cloud. So we'll probably get some reports out of there here soon. Let me see if there's any reports on my phone radar scope since I'm not logged into my network on here. But we do have a couple of people on the storm in Lincoln County, Tennessee. Let's see what else. we got here. Just looking around and seeing what spotters are out there right now. Well, that's starting to look more impressive, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is starting to skirt the northern portion of Fayetteville. So I need what I need you to do. If you live, especially on the square into the north, you got to be there now. It is going to be there. It's probably on top of you right now, so it's probably too late to get to your tornado safe place if you're in those areas. But certainly, I don't think it's on the ground based on the velocity, but I could certainly be wrong about that. So I don't want to give you false hope if it's on the ground currently. So please take this very seriously as this storm continues to skirt the northern portion of Fayetteville. Lincoln County High School, it's probably not going to hit you, but you could probably see this from where you're at right now, especially if you're driving northbound on 431 231 from Park City. Let me go ahead and look out my window again and see if I see anything. It's still hard for me to see anything because I am blocked by trees. I'm blocked by trees right now by the uh, terrain I live by. So certainly this thing does look like it's starting to the storm's starting to strengthen just a little bit. So uh, yeah, let's see. I'm just kind of looking around at some stuff here because I've kind of said the same thing over and over again. But once again, though, it's just a slow burner. I don't have a team with me. They're not looking at storm reports. So I'm just kind of echoing what I see on the radar. So if you live in downtown Fayetteville into the east, so Mulberry, north of Flintonville, you need to be going to your tornado safe place now. This is the lowest portion of your home away from windows. Go down. Do not go up. No attics. You basement or storm shelter is the best place to be. No mobile homes, no cars. The goal is to keep as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That's what you want to do. Get into the middle of your house. Keep as many walls between you and the outside. That will give you the maximum amount of protection from an impending tornado, which we don't know if it's on the ground right now. The storm is still radar indicated. This expires in about 6 minutes. They'll probably end up having to reissue that warning here soon. So please watch closely as that happens. But if you have power outages, please let me know so I can report that. But once again, if you're just joining now, your kids will be home late today because Lincoln County Schools just gave a heads up saying that the schools are going to be dismissing later than usual. So later dismissal due to the ongoing weather, which is an ongoing warning right now that it does encompass Unity School and Lincoln County High School. Now I don't know how Fayetteville City Schools are doing right now in terms of their dismissals, but all their schools right now are in the warning. Rath-Askins, Fayetteville Middle, Fayetteville High. All those schools are in the warning, so I would assume that they're taking the same steps right now in terms of dismissing their students today. This is the last week of school. This is very unusual for this time of the year, but again, just bear with us here as we go through this event here. These are really discreet right now, which is very concerning at this time. So this is on top of downtown Fayetteville right now. It's based on the velocity. So the square, you're probably seeing at least an increase in wind right now. If it's not on the ground, but if it's on the ground, you're probably seeing at least some minor damage from maybe a smaller type tornado if it's on the ground. But I don't really think it's on the ground right now, so we'll see how that behaves as it passes downtown Fayetteville. So let's see. This is the storm we're watching. This whole thing is moving to the east-northeast, so this is the direction it's moving. Originally, this was the storm that produced that water spout in Waterloo. And I'm kind of looking over some other stuff too. So I'm going to look at one thing real quickly before I keep moving forward here. Hold on one second. It's live. So yes, they just extended the warning. So Fayetteville, Lynchburg, Thames Ford Lake, you are now under a tornado warning. That goes until 3:45. So 3:45, we have a new tornado warning now for Fayetteville, Lynchburg. This is portions of Lincoln, Moore, and Franklin County, Tennessee, and that goes until 3:45. 3:45. Tullahoma, you are not included in this warning. This is the dividing line between the National Weather Service in Huntsville and the National Weather Service in Nashville. So Coffee County, Tennessee, you're not included in this warning, but this is for portions of Lincoln, pretty much all of Moore County, and portions of northeastern Franklin County, Tennessee, at this time here. The velocity still doesn't look too impressive, but but you have to, if you're in the warning, you need to take it seriously nonetheless. Nonetheless, take this very seriously. I'm watching some other stuff right now, so just bear with me here. Okay, I'm just gonna back out here and just kind of look at some other stuff. I think they dropped the original warning, did they? They they haven't yet. Okay. Well, that warning is gonna expire in 3 minutes anyway, so it doesn't really matter if they dropped it or not. But there's a new warning that replaces that one. Go back to my stream here. Yeah. They let that expire. So the original warning that encompassed Petersburg uh, into the west has been expired, allowed to expire at least. But that new warning that includes it does include Fayetteville again, but give it about 5 minutes in Fayetteville, it'll be past you. Lynchburg, you're under the gun next. They may miss you just to the south. Ethel Springs, Winchester, you're not formally in the warning, but eventually, if this thing were to really cycle up, this will affect you, and that also includes portions of Thames Ford Lake. If you live on Thames Ford Lake, you are under the warning. If you're on the water right now, you get off the water right now. You have plenty of time to do that. But please, if you live on Thames Ford Lake, get off the water. Get off the water. You could go find a sturdy shelter. There's plenty of shelters there. It looks like this rotation's starting to increase a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, right there it is. There's your rotation. It's starting to kind of uptick just a little bit. That definitely looks concerning. Yeah, that's starting to really show its head on the let's see, the reflectivity. Okay, so once again, we're probably looking at a potential developing tornado right now, heading towards Mulberry. So if you live in Mulberry, be prepared for a potential tornado at this time. You want to go to the lowest level of your home, away from windows. Okay, you want to be away. You want to be down. You don't want to be up. Do not go to an attic. If you be away from windows, notice that you're hearing my voice kind of be more stern about this. I either it's on the ground or it's developing right now. But I'm going to give you a heads up now because I really think that this thing is probably starting to really spin up now. So if you live in Mulberry, you're up next. Frito-Lay, it's on top of you right now. It's starting to go to the point of 64 highway where the speed limit goes from 45 to 65 miles an hour. I think it's 65, but somewhere around there. But if you're past that, welcome to Fayetteville sign that passes Frito-Lay. You want to keep moving. You want to get back to Fayetteville. Well, actually, you want to keep moving towards Flintville. I'm so sorry. Move back towards Flintville. It'll miss Flintville to the north. Do not drive to Fayetteville right now because it is on top of the 64 highway at this time. But if you live in Lynchburg or Mulberry, you've got to be taking your tornado precautions at this time because this thing is going to be rolling on top of you here very soon. Especially if you live in Mulberry. Mulberry. Let me pull up this map here. You got plenty of time to get there in Mulberry. You got about maybe 10 minutes. Actually, let me pull this up on Gibson Ridge. It looks a lot better on Gibson Ridge. Hold on. There it is. So here's Mulberry. You see Mulberry on the map here? There's your warning. So this yellow outline here, this is your tornado watch. That includes all of the coverage area. This they have not shaded the inside of this box yet, but you need to definitely be taking your tornado precautions now. I got a text message probably with a video. Let me see what this looks like right now. Wow. Okay. Ramona, thank you for that. Thank you for that picture. That video. Okay. Yeah. This is a video I got. This is from Channel 19. Whoever this was is driving into Fayetteville, passing the jacks, and you can certainly see the funnel cloud on that, or at least the wall cloud. It's kind of fuzzy, but you have definitely got to be taking your tornado precautions now if you live in Fayetteville. This thing is starting to really take shape now in terms of the structure of the storm. Now, we're not saying there's a tornado on the ground, but the structure of the storm itself is starting to look more prone for tornado development now. So please, by all means, you gotta be taking your tornado precautions if you live in Mulberry. I'm gonna look at the. Got another movie here. Let's see. Wowzer. Okay. Yeah. Definitely a healthy looking storm there on that video. Thank you, Ramona, for sending those videos in. We're gonna go back to. But if you live in Unity, this is past you in Unity. So that's good news. This is past you in Unity. Lincoln County High School, give it about 5 more minutes and you should be good to go. But once it passes there, all schools should be in the clear. Now, not the school bus routes, obviously, but the actual school buildings themselves will be in the all clear from any impending tornado. But again, just wait it out to pick up your children, especially if you live in the Mulberry area, to go and do that. Let me go back to Gibson Ridge here and see what we're looking at here. Certainly, this storm is starting to really ramp up just a little bit here in terms of the way it looks on radar. Earlier it looked a little bit messy, but right now it's starting to the low level shear is not that high, so it's hard for this thing to reach the ground. So we're hoping it stays that way, but it'll be crossing into the Moore County line here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. And so if you live in Mulberry, you've got to be taking your tornado precautions now. This is certainly a very dangerous storm in terms of driving in this right now. So that'll be the highway that goes towards Tullahoma. If you live on the highway between Fayetteville and Lynchburg, that also leads into the Tullahoma, Tennessee, turn around wherever you are. If you're near Lynchburg, go back to Lynchburg. If you're near Fayetteville, go back to Fayetteville now. Fayetteville, downtown Fayetteville, you're in the all clear. This is past you now in downtown Fayetteville. Wow, you can definitely see the hook now on this. So we'll see how that evolves in the next few minutes here. But I'm gonna go back to radar scope on my own and see this, and you can certainly see how the colors are starting to get closer towards each other. I'm gonna go back to radar scope now on my other product here. There we go. But notice here how you see the hooking right here on the reflectivity. Well, if I go to velocity, you can see how those colors start to kind of get closer, and they're a little bit brighter now. So that's starting to tell me that we're probably definitely starting to see at least a rotating wall cloud now, maybe with a funnel cloud associated with that. But again, I don't think we've had a tornado on the ground in the county yet, but we'll see, especially since this passed downtown Fayetteville. Yeah, Ramona, thank you. I just saw the video. I just announced what I was seeing on the video, but I really appreciate it. It looked like we had, at least from what I could see, we at least had a wall cloud with that storm there. We had a really good vantage point, just based these storm tops. The base of the clouds are a little higher than they usually would be, especially for a classic spring event, which is probably another reason why this has not hit the ground yet. Your LCLs are a little bit higher. So that happened on, what was it, April 5th, 2017. It was a little bit of a warmer day, so we had a kind of a blue sky bust that day. But this is definitely not a bust today, because we have several storms, especially to our west right now, that'll just continue to roll into the area. Hold on, let me go back here. We have a new tornado warning now that includes portions of Maury County as well. That does not include Columbia. It does not include Columbia at this time. I want to look at some other. I want to look at one more thing here on my Facebook here to see if there's any other updates. Let's go to this one. Nope, that's the wrong page. Hold on. Get another photo sent in. Hold on one second. Hold on. I got some other pictures sent to me. Let me look at those real quickly. Just one second here. Also, if you can, send them to my Rebecca West, if you're still watching. I wasn't on my actual Facebook profile, so I thank you for the picture. I do see the lowering, the darkening on the bottom there. But if you're gonna send pictures, send them to my actual Facebook page so I can see them as I'm live, because that'll alert me to that. I didn't see that. That is my fault. So let's go back here. Go back to my actual live stream. Yeah, it still doesn't look that tight. It's still kind of broad right now, which is good news. I don't I know, and I don't mean to alarm you whenever the tone of voice changes, but with a situation like this, at any moment this could just want to drop on the ground, and if it's on top of you at that time, then you're kind of up the creek without a paddle. But if you're in the morning, you should take it seriously nonetheless. But in downtown Fayetteville, you're in the all clear. All the schools in Lincoln County, Tennessee, are in the all clear. The buildings themselves, the bus routes are probably still being impacted right now, but all schools should be good now. That includes all the schools that are in the Fayetteville city limits. That includes the Fayetteville City School System and the Lincoln County School System and the Riverside Christian Academy as well. So all those schools are in the all clear now. This is now well east of you, but Lynchburg is probably going to pass you to the south. But since you're under the warning, please take it seriously. But man, that looks a little bit better on reflectivity, doesn't it? And what's interesting is that you see the consistent hook, but you don't see how it kind of curls. When it curls, that's when you know that this rotation is very much alive. But there's no curling to the hook, which is good news. We don't have the low-level shear. We don't have a lot of low-level shear to bring it to the ground, and the base of the clouds are also very high right now, or higher than usual, I should say. If this were a March or April event, this would certainly be on the ground right now, maybe even producing a large tornado. But we're not dealing with that right now, which is really, really good. But so let's see. I'm gonna go back to the velocity here on radar scope, and again, it's not all that impressive. It has not been that impressive since it entered the county. It looked more impressive. The reflectivity looks really impressive now, but it looked more impressive when it was in Giles County. But once again, out of respect for the amount of instability we have today, I would not be shocked at all if at any moment it did want to produce a tornado. But I know I've been saying that for the last 20 minutes or so, or maybe more. Time flies when you're doing this, but at any moment it could do that. So once again, the warning continues for northeastern portions of Lincoln County. It also is included for almost all of Moore County and northwestern Franklin County, Tennessee. That includes pretty much all of Timms Ford. So if you live in Timms Ford, you should have been off the water 20 minutes ago. But if you're listening, or if you're listening to someone, or if you know somebody that's on the water, give them a call. Tell them to dock up and go get into a sturdy shelter. There's plenty around there. I've been to Timms Ford many times. You want to dock up and get to a sturdy shelter. If you know anybody in Timms Ford, tell them to do that. But right now, that's what we're dealing with right now. When we look at the storm heading towards Maury County, and yeah, there's the increase in rotation there. It's more mid-level, but that's going to be moving towards the northeast with time, and that right there would hit Santa Fe, New Hope, and over towards Williamson County. But that's not immediately in my coverage area. We're going to go back to the storm in Lincoln County, moving into Moore County. and that storm it's still hooking, but it could be curling now, and that's another telltale sign that a funnel cloud is probably more prevalent. But this purple here is the range folded. There's no velocity being picked up at over here, not because it's not there. It's just the error with the algorithm or the error with the radar. So that's it's hard to see, but that purple boundary there is not actual weather occurring. It is a artifact of the radar. So right now that's what that is, and then we have a new update with the velocity. Let me see what that looks like. And this will be updating any second now. So let me look at the super res first before I go. Well, let me look at the actual storm relative. It's still broad. I mean, it's still broad. You're probably seeing a really cool cloud right now, especially if you live in Mulberry. But once again, you don't want to be underneath it and be watching it because that is very dangerous to do. But right now, I just don't see a tornado that's probably on the ground this time. Let's see. Let me send a text message here to someone. Okay. I'm just looking over some stuff right now. That's why I'm being kind of silent. But give it about 5 minutes in Lincoln County, Tennessee, and this will be out of the county. And again, this is just the beginning. By the way, this is just the beginning of the entire event today. We have a plethora of storms to our west right now, and a tornado watch continues until 10 o'clock tonight for all of us. The probabilities for a tornado is moderate, along with the probability of a more intense tornado was moderate. So actually, let me see if they've updated the SPC outlook. I have not had a chance to look at that yet. It's still enhanced. That was 20 minutes ago. The threat for the stronger type tornadoes are still there. That includes all of us in the viewing area, coverage area, I should say. Okay, I'm just kind of looking over some stuff. Yeah, that's starting to curl now. I mean, it's starting to curl, but it does not look like it's starting to still wants to show up on the velocity just yet. So that's, you see how it's starting to curl there. That's telling me the rotation in some capacity is increasing. Let me actually look at the mid levels. Hold on, let me. Okay. I'm starting to get some people telling me that there was a tornado on the ground in Fayetteville. I want to go. Actually, let me go to my Twitter or my X account real quickly and see this. So let me let's see. I'm gonna go look at Fayetteville, Tennessee, right now, and just see what we're. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. James Spann shared a picture, and let me. I'm just gonna share my screen here. I don't want you to actually see my there it is. So look at that. So that was about 1 minute ago from James Spann. I'm not sure when this picture was taken, but he tweeted this about a minute ago. That looks like we had a tornado on the ground there. It looks like we did. It looks like a pretty large one too. So I'm not sure where this is in Fayetteville, but it says this is Fayetteville, Tennessee. So we probably did have at least a tornado on the ground in Fayetteville. So that's concerning. If you have damage reports, I need you to send that to me. Please do that. That could be that if that was on the ground, that could be very bad for whatever it hit. So, but again, that's what the warnings are for. That's what the warnings are for. You have to take them seriously. We go back to my radar here, and let's look at the ongoing situation. Still, certainly, rotation's still there. I mean, it's still broad, but it's been broad this entire time. So it's hard for me to communicate because usually on velocity, if you have a large tornado like that, you can easily see it on the velocity. But again, if you know of damage, please by all means put that in the chat right now. I would really appreciate that if you know anything about that. So. Um, yeah, I implore you to do that if you know of any damage in Fayetteville, anywhere in Fayetteville, I should say. So, or if you have pictures, send them to me. Also, let me check my email. I've not checked my email yet. Uh, okay, yeah, I've not checked my email yet, and I still haven't gotten any. Let me make sure my spam's not lit up. Okay, I gotcha. This is starting to exit Lincoln County now. So Lincoln County, you're probably about to be in the all clear here, which is good news. That rotation is starting to enter Moore County now. Certainly, a storm all by itself right now. It's still going. It's still going out there. This is the area we're watching right here. It's still broad. It's hard to pinpoint one area. It's probably this area right here. Let me go back to reflectivity. It's probably more south of that. But once that starts to really go in on itself, that's when you'll probably end up seeing a tornado on the ground. At least on the radar, I should say. But this is still radar indicated based on the warning itself. You can definitely still see that mesocyclone on Gibson Ridge right now. So I'm going to go back to Gibson Ridge actually because it looks a lot cleaner on there. So let me go back to GR. Let's see. Lost my train of thought. Okay. Not a whole lot of lightning with this either, which is kind of crazy considering the energy we have today. I'm usually all for seeing the lightning for these in these supercells, but that one's not really producing any. Is that an observed tornado on the ground in that was earlier. Okay, that was a what was that? Weather spotters confirmed tornado that's up there towards Centerville. That looks like that's downgraded down to just radar indicated now. Go back to the storm here in Moore County. Lincoln County, Tennessee, you're in the all clear. So if you're listening from Lincoln County, Tennessee, you are in the all clear right now from this potential tornado. Again, that's good news. So here soon, I would expect that the children that are still in school are probably going to be leaving school. So be prepared for them. I would do that probably rather quickly, so before all these other storms start to enter the area. But the warning is still issued, mind you. The warning is still issued for portions of Lincoln County, Tennessee. But I wouldn't be shocked if the National Weather Service starts trimming that back to just include more in Franklin County, Tennessee at this time. But the rotation itself is exited Lincoln County. If you live in Lincoln County, Tennessee, you are in the all clear. Fayetteville, Mulberry, Howell, you are in the all clear. The warning continues for Moore and Franklin County. Yep, they just trimmed it. So the warning has been expired for Lincoln County, Tennessee. So we're going to take the focus off Lincoln County. Notice that the focus on this box here, the actual polygon, that's what the current warning is. This is just a shading behind the warning. I just like the way it looks. But this part's expired, right? So Belvedere, you're not on this. Huntland, this doesn't include you. Flintville, Aurora, you were never in it. But it does include still include Lynchburg and Essel Springs. They'll probably end up extending that here shortly. The warning expires in 25 minutes. Let's see. Let me just do some finagling here. Okay. I want to go up here to the storm in Centerville real quickly, and to see what that looks like. And that whatever that was is weakened substantially. Let me go back and see what that looked like on the radar. It never really looked that intense to begin with. There it is right there. Moving due northeast is what it was doing. So that hook is still the hook is still present. That is still is south of Lynchburg. It's gonna miss you, Lynchburg. If you're in Lynchburg, Tennessee, if you're in downtown Lynchburg, I would exit my storm shelter if you want to do that. You're probably seeing a lot of rain. It's probably really dark south of you, but the storm is not going. This potential tornado is not going to impact you. It will, however, probably impact portions of Winchester, between Ethel Springs and Winchester, even Deckard, Tennessee. The warning has not been extended to that area just yet. So there's your heads up if you're listening from Winchester. We have another warning that's for Jackson, Tennessee. All the storms have exited Knoxville. There'll be more later, though. These storms behind this one have a lot of lightning associated with them, too, which is another concerning signal that we're seeing here with those storms to our west. But right now, that is what we're dealing with right now. Is the only warning we have for our coverage area is the one for Moore and Franklin. It has been expired for Lincoln County, Tennessee. If you're listening from Lincoln County, Tennessee, the warning is over. There's probably more to come later, but the warning is over for now. The watch continues. Now, the tornado watch continues until 10 o'clock. But that warning has expired. It is currently 84 degrees in Fayetteville. It is 77 in Pulaski, 87 in Decatur. It is 83 in Meridianville. It is 82 in Nashville, 82 in Murfreesboro. Same thing with Lewisburg, Shelbyville. It is almost in the mid 80s in some locations too. So we have plenty of energy to work with, and the dew points are well into the 70s as well. So we have plenty of energy out there for severe weather. It's the shear that's in question. And I'm going to pull up the HRR model, the HRRR model, and just look at what the current... Actually, I can do that on the SPC website. What am I doing? The wind shear is increasing the further west you are, and that will eventually move into our neck of the woods here soon when the actual bulk of the storms get here, which is not good news. The SRH, or the storm relative helicity, will also increase too, especially as that low level jet slightly increases later in the day here. But certainly the shear will be increasing here shortly. The shear is less as you move to the east. Again, this is not a normal severe weather day. This is not a March-April day, because if we had the same air mass on a March-April day, this would be probably at least a super outbreak of severe weather or tornadoes. But the good news is that we're not dealing with that. The Cape right now, the surface-based Cape in Fayetteville is 3,000 joules per kilogram. All the way up to Nashville, it is 3,500 in Muscle Shoals. That is significant Cape. That is very, very significant. And with that being said, when you don't have the amount of shear to work with that, that's good news. But we have enough energy out there that if any storm wants to produce and it works with that shear, they could still spin up like any other normal severe weather day they would. So that's what we're going to be watching here today. But is that hooking out some more? Hold on. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just put it back on radar scope. I want to show you this here. Yeah, so look at that. There, you're definitely seeing an increase in rotation there. That whole thing's a mesocyclone right there. So certainly, if you live in south of Lynchburg, You want to be in your safe place. Timms Ford Lake, this is going right over you. There will probably end up being some kind of water spout there in Timms Ford. So Timms Ford Lake, be in your safe place now. You have to be off the water. You should have been off the water 40 minutes ago. This storm is heading for you. This potential tornado is heading for you, and it looks like the new update's up. It may look worse. Let me see that here. Hold on. Hold on a second. Trying to wait for the actual velocity to update on radar scope. I'm trying to see if that's a debris signature, but based on velocity, yeah, it doesn't look like it. That's good though. Yeah, okay, so that hole has kind of filled in a little bit. So you see how there is kind of a hole right here? It's kind of filled in just a little bit. So we're probably seeing a funnel cloud right now. This has probably been a continuous funnel cloud, if not a touchdown earlier in Lincoln County, Tennessee, just based on the actual picture I saw earlier. Actually, speaking of which, I'm going to put it back on reflectivity and go back to Twitter and see if there's any more updates on that. So I'm going to go back to Twitter, refresh this. Let's see. The rotation is intensifying. Seven schools. Yeah, makes sense to me. Okay. I'm gonna look at the CC, see if we have a drop in the CC. Actually, let me circle this area here, make sure it lines up with the reflectivity. That's what it does. Yeah, I'm not seeing a CC drop at this time, which is good news. But we do have an update in the reflectivity, though. It is on top of Timms Ford Lake right now. I mean, of course, Timms Ford Lake's pretty big. So, Timms Ford Lake, you got to be off the water. I mean, I don't want to use the word because if you're still in the water, there's probably something wrong with you because you knew this was coming, and I know you probably heard it from your loved ones. You got to be off the water, at least not for the tornado, but for the lightning at least. I mean, if you're on the water, you're crazy. You're just crazy. But it's on top of Timms Ford Lake right now. So and you gotta, yeah, and this thing looks like it's increasing in strength right now with the rotation. It's not intense, but it's certainly present there. So and you see this background here, this area right here, and on the map background, that is the lake. See if you can see it easier on Gibson Ridge. You cannot. Okay, there's no outlines on Gibson Ridge, so we're gonna keep it here for now. So if you're on Timms Ford Lake, you've got to be off the lake. You just got to be off there. It's a big lake. So this is the area of concern right here. It is going to probably hit almost the primary portion of Timms Ford Lake. So please, by all means, you got to be off the lake. You just got to be off the lake. Okay. This storm will probably end up impacting between Ethel Springs and Deckard, and it should be into Grundy County in the next several minutes here, north of Mont Eagle. So that'll be out of the coverage area. I will likely be cutting the stream off here soon, just to handle another priority I have. But that storm exiting Columbia or heading into Maury County definitely does not look like it's worthy of a tornado warning. Now the one northeast of that, or northwest of that, I should say, is definitely looking more healthy as we go. So if you live just west of Centerville, you probably need to go ahead and take your tornado precautions now if you know anybody that lives in that area. So we're gonna go back to the storm here in Franklin County. So this is exited Moore County. So Franklin County, Tennessee, it's all you now. Moore County is out of there. Lynchburg areas, anywhere in Moore County, you're in the all clear. Tullahoma, Tennessee, you were never in it to begin with, but is now south of you. Is well south of you, I should say. The rotating portion of the thunderstorm. But yeah, it's not intense, but it's certainly still there. Kind of looking around here, that Jackson storm is still present there. Probably at least a funnel cloud of that one, if not a tornado. Sorry, I meant to do this here. Go back to there we go. Do that. Oh, that's got a really good video. So I just gotta send a video for one of my good friends. I'm not sure where this is at. I'm gonna ask him where this is at, because that definitely looks like a funnel cloud. That is definitely a funnel cloud, but I want to know where this is at. Incredible video right there. Just an incredible structure, I should say. Not tornado incredible, because that would be EF5. But definitely the structure of the clouds. Go back to my stream here. Okay, Jennifer Parks, what time should Estill Springs and Winchester be in the clear, you think? I would give that, you'll probably get a warning extended there, but I would say it's going to be past you. Probably going to be past you in the next 20 minutes. So I would just set a timer for 25 minutes to be safe in Estill Springs, and once that timer is up, you should be able to go. Audrey Richardson, you think we'll get more later? Yes, we will be getting more storms later. Whether they're going to be tornadic or not, we'll see. We will see. So it'll be heading Estill Springs in the next 10 minutes. The rotation, at least. I'm not saying there's a tornado on the ground, but the rotation will at least do that. So that's there's store number 1 there. We have a news thunderstorm warning. Well, that's actually not new, but okay. I'm just looking to the west here, seeing what things look like before I cut the stream off here, because I gotta do something here in a minute. But that rotation is still present. It's not intense, but it's present, and that's over Thames Ford Lake right now. But if you're watching from Lincoln County, Tennessee, you're on the all clear. You see how there's no warning polygon anymore? That's the all clear. I'm going to go back to Gibson Ridge. And this is what the warning map looks like right now. All the lightning is well to the west right now. I don't see any lightning strikes of this storm right now in Franklin County, Tennessee. So that's good news. But all those lightning strikes are to the east right now. Or sorry, west. I don't know why I keep getting that confused today. Very rookie mistake. A very big rookie mistake, I should say. But tornado watch is issued for all of Middle Tennessee, Northern Alabama right now. That includes the entirety of the CWA in Nashville and the CWA in Huntsville. But remember, if you live in the Nashville forecasting office area, your weather radios are down. There's no weather radio warnings for you if you live in Nashville or the Nashville County Warren area, which is the weather forecast office there. So be sure you have multiple ways to receive a warning. If I were you, I would keep your TV or your streaming devices on your local stations. If I was in your shoes, also ensure that your phones or your wireless emergency alerts are set to on your smartphone. So those are good ways to receive a warning. Don't trust the outdoor warning sirens, but you can trust your local TV stations. I will be back here shortly. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for this warning to be reissued if they do reissue the warning. But I do got, like I said, I got to take care of something. There could be more warnings to our north before I get back. But I just want to I did see this storm originally in Giles County, right? So when this storm was in Giles County, see if I can go back here and see. Yeah, about when it was here, I went live, and this is the progression of the storm here. This is probably about when it was on the ground here. And then it kind of moved, skirted the northern portion of Fayetteville, and it is now currently in well into Franklin County now. So Moore County, you're in the all clear. We'll see if they do end up extending this warning here into well into Franklin County, Tennessee. But right now, that's the only warning we have for the coverage area, whether it's tornado or severe thunderstorm warning. That's the only warning we have right now. But I'm going to go back to radar scope here. So this is it right here. Really broad, but this area right here is moving in this general direction. This will probably skirt the southern edge of Coffee County, but it will be well into Grundy County here shortly, and it'll probably affect places like Monteagle down the road here. But it looks like we're starting to get less viewers now. I'm sure most of my viewers come from Lincoln and Madison County, but right now this storm looks like it's weakening a little bit. The rotation is very broad right now, but who's to say that it won't increase in rotation here shortly? But it is a pretty strong thunderstorm, at least with some hail heading towards Estill Springs right now. So I'm gonna let the stream go here. Like I said, I'm going to be doing something here soon, so I will be back before I'll try to be back before we get more warnings. But if not, have multiple ways to receive a warning. So I appreciate the time you took watching. Right now, the warning does continue for north of Winchester. It will probably not impact downtown Winchester. But it'll probably impact between Deckard and Estill Springs, probably closer to Deckard in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Suwannee, probably a little bit north of you, but it will be well into Grundy County in the next 30 minutes. So once again, I'm Meteorologist Trent Cowan. I'm going to sign off here just for the time being, and I'll be back in house